fire the living shit out of the Indiana Fever. So Indiana Fever, and it's been my belief that they will freaking fire everyone. And I do believe this. So if you're a Fever fan and you're hoping they'll keep Caitlin Clark, it's my belief that when push comes to shove, there's no way they can let her get away. They will fire everybody and start over. That's my belief. I cannot imagine the level of fumbling the bag that would have to be done.
What happens when Gatorade tries to ride the Caitlin Clark wave, but forgets who's actually making the splash? You get a full-blown PR disaster, one that's spiraling out of control faster than anyone expected. The WNBA thought this partnership was their golden ticket, a slam dunk for both the brand and the league. But instead, it's become one of the most awkward marketing backfires in recent memory. Fans saw through it instantly, calling it forced, fake, and desperate. And the worst part? Caitlin didn't even need it. She just quietly walked away with $660,000, while Gatorade's reputation took a hit that'll sting for a while. Sometimes, the player doesn't need the company. The company needs a player.
Caitlin Clark meant to the WNBA?
Everything. She's changed the dynamic and history forever for women.
I see a lot of young girls here today, and I see how inspired they are, and she's even gotten me back into basketball.
I think she has brought attention. She did it for us. We had never watched, and we have become big fans.
I don't think her contributions have been extreme as what people think they are. I think the league in itself has been getting better, and that's really what we should be focusing on.
I think she's brought a lot of attention to the WNBA, and it's needed.
I think it's great. I actually grew up watching the WNBA, so it's really exciting to see a resurgence.
She meant everything. I never watched it before.
If she leaves the Fever, I'm gone too. That line has turned from a fan tweet into a full-blown movement sweeping through social media. Caitlin Clark isn't just an athlete. She's a heartbeat of an entire fan base. Before she arrived, the Indiana Fever were an afterthought. Now, they're the most talked-about team in women's basketball. Her fans aren't just supporting a team. They're supporting a person, a symbol, a revolution in the sport. The kind of loyalty she's inspired is something leagues dream about but rarely achieve. Indiana better hope they can keep her happy, because if she ever decides to go, the fans are leaving with her.
And there's enough votes here. This is a good test to see how bad this would be. Swag put this out, and it's starting to make the rounds. I voted. Okay, Fever fans, answer this. If Caitlin leaves Fever, would you still support the Fever? We got 1,145 votes here. Nope, my bags are packed is far and away lead.
These fans aren't casual observers. They're believers. They build an identity around Caitlin Clark, following her every move like she's a one-woman franchise. They buy her jerseys, quote her interviews, defend her online, and travel state to state just to see her play live. Wherever she goes, the crowd follows, not because of the logo on her jersey, but because of the person wearing it. She's built a brand bigger than the league itself, and that's both inspiring and dangerous. Because when one player becomes the entire reason people watch, it's no longer about the team. It's about her.
Cook. Me dinner.
I'm buying Powerade stock.
Is it a play on, like, women shouldn't? No, they didn't do it on purpose. There's no way. How you came up with this and not in the back of your minds, like, oh, they're just going to be like, oh, it's women. She just needs to cook. Didn't think about that in the PR room. Look, I'm a big advocate.
When the spotlight is this bright, there's no in-between. You either embrace the star or risk losing everything she brings. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a business, a media storm, and a walking economy for the WNBA. Yet somehow, the Fever's coaching staff still acts like she's just another rookie. They underestimate her value, misuse her skills, and then wonder why the crowd boos after every game. She's carried this franchise back into relevance. But if things keep going this way, she might realize she can shine even brighter somewhere else.
40%. So they're going to get a raise. There's no question. And I don't really care that the previous 25 years, they didn't make a lot of money or lost money. I don't care. They're in the middle of a negotiation and they're on a heater. So it doesn't really matter. I've said this before. I made an investment for 5 years and it lost money. and I got about 6 months left in the investment, and in the last 6 months they started making cash, I'm not bailing on the investment. I want to finally get my money back. So they're going to get a raise. They're finally turning a corner. But and negotiating in any business is all about current momentum. It's not about 12 years ago. It's about current momentum.
This isn't about the Fever's past or the trophies collecting dust in the hallway. This is about right now, about what it takes to win in today's game. Yet somehow, the coaching staff keeps acting like Caitlin Clark is a side piece to a system that doesn't even work. The game plans are outdated, the rotations are confusing, and the execution is flat out embarrassing. She's dropping dimes, creating opportunities, and still getting benched in crunch time. The numbers don't lie. The team performs better when she leads, and everyone knows except the people in charge.
Is a media driver. She is a ratings driver. I think about the NBA post Magic and Larry, the NBA post Michael Jordan, tennis post Serena Williams, golf post Tiger Woods, right? There are certain athletes that drive the sport more than others. And that's not to take away from anyone else drafted tonight. That's not to take away from the other incredible superstars in the WNBA.
You can't build chemistry without trust, and right now, it feels like there's a wall between Caitlin Clark and her own locker room. Her teammates play with hesitation. Her coaches act cautious, and the entire system feels afraid to let her fully take over. But this isn't college anymore. This is a professional stage. The spotlight is meant for the ones who can handle the pressure, and Caitlin's proven time and again that she thrives in it. The real problem? The team around her still hasn't caught up to that reality.
Shirts don't bother me, but why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself.
Every possession tells a story, and lately the story's been the same. Caitlin Clark creates, and everyone else just watches. It's like she's running two plays at once, one for herself and one for a team that doesn't seem to know what's happening. Yet despite all that, she's still producing, still fighting, still giving fans something to cheer for. The real question isn't whether she's good enough. It's whether the system around her is worthy of her talent.
I'm going to pass on that question, actually. WNBA star Caitlin Clark is transforming women's sports. She fills arenas night after night, and her games have smashed TV viewership records. And if you watch Clark play, well, it's not hard to figure out why. She makes deep three-pointers look easy. And like all stars, wants the ball when the game.
When a player becomes bigger than the team, the coach has two choices: adapt or lose. Right now, Indiana's head coach seems stuck somewhere in denial. Every decision feels like an ego move instead of strategy. Instead of building around the best shooter in women's basketball, they're wasting possessions trying to balance the offense. Balance doesn't win games. Dominance does. And Caitlin Clark was born to dominate, not share the spotlight with mediocrity.
It's like something where if you are a star in the WNBA, like Caitlin Clark, she's probably one of the few people that anybody you can mention to somebody that knows sports will know Caitlin Clark. Yeah. She's getting a ton of deals. Coke, Gatorade, you name Nike deals. Now, I know a lot of the other players, like if you're the 12th person on the team, you're probably not making that much money, but I just feel like coming out like this, what are they going to bargain with? What is their like thing they're coming with that's going to change their salary? And that's what I was trying to figure out. I couldn't understand because they're already rev sharing. The NBA already gives them money, compensates for the loss they make every year because they lose.
Fans can feel when something isn't right, and lately, the energy inside Fever games feels off. The crowd still shows up for Caitlin, but the chemistry on the floor doesn't match the excitement in the stands. The plays look broken, the spacing's a mess, and the body language says more than any stat line ever could. It's not about effort. It's about direction. And if Indiana doesn't find one soon, they're going to lose the trust of the only person keeping this franchise relevant.
Bird. She had Van Slugenhagen on her. She was like, I'm offended that y'all have white defensive players guarding me, and she put her in the torture chamber. You should have known from her little face that she didn't want this matchup from the beginning. Caitlin reminds me of what Dame does. If anybody ever noticed, her first shot always a three. First quarter, second quarter, third. She sets the distance on her first shot, so you have to guard her there. Now she can do whatever she wants to do. She's playing a chess game. That's what Dame does. He starts his game off. He's going to shoot a deep-ass three to...
Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's changing the standard. Every shot, every assist, every decision on the floor raises the expectations for what this league should look like. And that's exactly why some people don't like her. They don't hate Caitlin. They hate what she represents: accountability, precision, and the uncomfortable truth that the old system doesn't work anymore. She's forcing everyone to evolve, and that kind of pressure either builds champions or exposes pretenders.
Before Caitlin Clark and the WNBA after Caitlin Clark. Describe these two worlds.
Oh, entirely different. 180, you know. The WNBA before started in 1997, the year after the Atlanta Olympics, and was launched into a time when women's sports was still not taken seriously by a lot of, people. Some of those same guys now, if we want to talk about before and after, some of those same guys, or guys like them, are the ones buying the 22 jerseys, wearing them to games, Major, but also to the grocery store and to the gas station. It is now cool to be a WNBA fan, and it is cool to love Caitlin Clark, and the spotlight that is finally shining on these players.
The media can spin it however they want. Rookie struggles, adjustment period, team learning curve. But everyone watching knows the truth. Caitlin Clark has already proven she belongs. The real issue is whether the people around her can rise to her level. The WNBA wanted a face of the league. Now they have one. What they didn't prepare for was how small everyone else would start to look standing next to her.
On the night that I broke the news, someone read me the list that Caitlin Clark was not on the Olympic team, which was June 7th. She had just had 30 points and 7 threes against Washington in an amazing game. And bottom line on this is they did not want her on the team. There was either a sense that she needs to wait her turn. They wanted to give Diana Taurasi the going away present. Name another time when you would ever give an athlete a going away present with an Olympic berth. Outrageous. So Caitlin said, hey, it's okay. And in interviews, she said, it's all right. I'll make it the next time. Well, in the book, I have a wonderful anecdote from...
No player in recent history has brought this much attention, energy, and conversation to the game in such a short time. Yet somehow, the organization she plays for is still figuring out how to use her. That's the problem. The opportunity of a lifetime is slipping away in real time. Fans aren't just watching basketball anymore. They're watching mismanagement unfold before their eyes. Caitlin Clark has the power to elevate the entire sport, but only if the people around her stop holding her back.
I was mesmerized by her. And I will tell you this. This was the greatest performance I've ever seen in the NCAA tournament, girl or boy. Greatest performance.
On this biggest stage?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because rarely does a game like this live up to its hype.
Yeah.
Rarely do you have the two superstars play like superstars, because you got to understand the scout report is geared to stop you. All the hype coming into this is going to be people who've never watched a girls' basketball game watched. A lot of people watch for the...
The truth is simple. Caitlin Clark is bigger than any team logo, bigger than any contract, and bigger than the noise surrounding her. She's not here to blend in. She's here to redefine what it means to lead, to compete, and to inspire. The WNBA has never seen a force like her before, and that's exactly why they don't know how to handle her. Whether she stays in Indiana or moves on to a new chapter, one thing's for sure. Wherever Caitlin Clark goes, the game follows.